everyone. I'm Ashley Carmen with SC Magazine. Joining me today is Alex Stamos, CISO at Yahoo. Thanks for being here, Alex.
Thanks for having me.
So first things first, you started at Yahoo in March. How are things going?
It's been great. I've been at Yahoo for about 8 months. And like any new CISO, I had to spend a decent amount of time figuring out the lay of the land, what kinds of projects need to get done, interviewing all of my employees and figuring out what kinds of projects they wanted to see done and where they think improvement could happen. And now that I'm 8 months in, I feel like I'm starting to get a grasp of making sure our ongoing processes are really efficient, and we're starting to look longer term about making our products better and safer.
We had talked a little bit earlier, and you mentioned that when you first got into the role, it's sort of that assessing the damage and assessing issues right away. So how do you differentiate between what needs to be addressed now and what is going to be worked on in the future? How do you do time management, really?
Yeah, I think security is an interesting field of IT in that every security team both has repeatable ongoing processes that happen every single day, right? You get alerts in, you have fraud alerts, you have possible intrusions, you have IDS alerts, alarms going off, you have people who have lost their phone or lost their computer and you have to assess what's going on. You have assessments that you have to do of products that are being released. And those are all extremely important processes. But if you focus only on the things that happen every single day, then you can never get ahead and actually make way against the new threats you're facing or make your products any better. And so one of the things we've been working on the team is that for each of our individual engineers is that they have one of those jobs or the other. Either they're working on long-term projects that are measured in months or years, or they have a repeatable process that happens every day. And then for those folks who are working on making those processes very efficient and enjoyable to do on a day-to-day basis, and trying to get rid of all the things that can be automated away, so that they don't feel like they're getting behind and that they don't have their pile constantly gaining up on them.
What is Yahoo working on right now then, looking ahead into the future projects?
So externally, we continue to work on making sure we have the safest and most thorough and most modern encryption options for our users. Yahoo over the last year has been working very hard on making sure that on the front end that our sites that have any kind of personal information offer encryption or require encryption for users, that we encrypt traffic internal to our data centers and between our data centers, and that we encrypt things like mail between us and other mail providers in situations where it can be supported. The last couple of years has seen a huge growth in the use of HTTPS, the use of SMTP start TLS, which is encryption between mail providers, and because of that growth, there's a lot of innovation in this space. And so while we've done kind of the first step, this is going to be an ongoing project to make sure we're always using the most modern technologies for our users. The other thing externally that we have to focus on is to look at all of our products and their use cases and the people who are using them and make sure they're safe for normal people during their day-to-day lives. And so my goal is to make sure our products are safe for all of our users, however they access Yahoo, whether it's from a smartphone, a not very smartphone, or a desktop or a tablet, from whatever country that they access us, and that we have to keep our products safe in all of those situations. And so that's going to be a continuous project to make sure that we're reassessing both what our 1.1 billion users are doing on a day-to-day basis, what kind of threats they face, and how we can keep them safe. And then internally, we have a lot of work to make sure that we're automating away the parts of security that are not enjoyable and that are really better done by computers. And when I got there were a lot of processes that were getting done, but it was being done with way too much manual intervention. It required too many people, and it was burning folks out. And so we're working a lot on deploying software sensor networks onto our production systems, deploying smart machine learning algorithms to look at our logs and to look at things that are happening and to make decisions on whether something weird's happening or not, and to get rid of a lot of the noise so that when our people are working on an incident or they're investigating something that's strange that might have happened, that they're adding value as a human, that they're not doing work that would be better to be automated. My best advice would be to try to create space for yourself and for your employees to try to do things correctly. And that can be hard, right? If you're caught up in a cycle of patching or incident response or product deployment, and that's all you do all day, your people are working 10, 12-hour days, then you're never going to be able to sit down for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, several months, and take that process and make it more efficient. And so I think it's important to recognize what are the processes that are really burning out my team that I can put a pause to, or that I can start to say no to some work, so that they can reevaluate, take a step back, and make them better. And I think that's a problem I've seen a lot of security teams get into, is that they never have time to make things better, and as a result, things never get better. And they just throw more and more people at the problem instead of figuring out, wow, there's a better way we can do product security, or there's a better way we can handle IDS.
Again, that was Alex Stamos, CISO of Yahoo. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure you keep your eyes on scmagazine.com for news and more.